Shkia, bin Hashmoshes, Tzeis HaKoichovim. So we have to determine what exactly, when it is Shkia, what does the Shkia do, what is bin Hashmoshes, and what's Tzeis HaKoichovim, right? Does the day end by Shkia? Does the day end by Tzeis HaKoichovim? And what is bin Hashmoshes? So, for that we have to go to the Gemara in Shabbos, and the Gemara in Psochim. Those are the two Mekoros for the Sugya Shkia and bin Hashmoshes and Tzeis HaKoichovim. The Gemara starts with a Braise, with a Tosefta. Torah Avonim, bin Hashmoshes Sofek min Hayoim u'min Halaylo. Bin Hashmoshes is a Sofek, maybe it's from the day, part of the day, maybe it's part of the Laylo. Sofek Kulo min Hayoim, Sofek Kulo min Halaylo. It might be fully, the whole bin Hashmoshes belong to the day, meaning be full day, or it might be full night. And therefore you are made till Alayim Sofek Shnei Yomim. That's how the Braise starts. It could either be Sofek with a mixed, or it could be fully day or fully night. That's bin Hashmoshes. So what is bin Hashmoshes?
Isn't that what every suffix means? That it's
no, sometimes you could have, because he is telling you that for sure it might be fully day. It could be fully day.
It could belong either all the way
or it could be all the way night, or it could be a mix of day and night that we don't know what it is. So it's a three-way suffix on what it is. That's how the Braise starts. So it goes as follows. So what's bin Hashmoshes? 1 second. Mishatishka achamo. From Shkias achamo, calls man shepnei mizrach madimim. All the time that the face of the mizrach is still of the east is still red. So that's the Braise doesn't tell you what it is. Now, if the bottom of the sky, right, of the panorama becomes dark, but it's still red in the top, bin Hashmoshes. That's when bin Hashmoshes. When it becomes fully black, that's how the words of Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Nechemia said no. Ben Hashmoshes is the duration of after Shkia Chatzi Mil, where a person could go Chatzi Mil. That is Ben Hashmoshes. Rabbi Yosi said Ben Hashmoshes Keref Hayim. Ben Hashmoshes takes a split second, and that's Ben Hashmoshes. And then what happens? Then the Choyer is Lailo, right? So they didn't explain what happens after Ben Hashmoshes, but that's simple. That's fine. The Gemara asks, what's an nafkamina to imatil all of chomer sheim yishnei yomim? The Gemara answers, it's an nafkamina for everything, for korbanos of a zov. If he sees 2 days rishonos, 2 days retzufos, so if he sees Aryeh ben Hashmoshes, it could count for 2 days. The Gemara brings all the nafkamina. The portion the nafkamina is for Sofek Yisur Meloche, right? That's the easiest one that we have. Okay, so 1 second. The Gemara goes, and the Gemara then skips the Sugya a little bit. It's explaining the Braise. We don't need it for the Halacha. Shir ben Hashmoshes bekam. What is the Shir of ben Hashmoshes? Omar Rav Yehuda, Omar Shmuel, Shloisha Chelkei Mil. 3/4 of a mil. Right? My Gimel Chelkei Mil. The Gemara wants to know what he mean. Does he mean 4 mil and you're going to take 3 mil, that's ben Hashmoshes? Well, it says no. You take 1 mil, 3/4 of a mil is ben Hashmoshes. So that's one shita. And the other shita is Rav Yehuda says 2/3 of a mil. That's ben Hashmoshes. So now what's this meal?
Didn't you say a shir of Chatzi Mil?
That was a Tane before, but we don't pass like that Tane. This is already la locha. That's Rav Yehuda. We go like Rav Yosi, or like the Tane Kame. Okay, so that's the Rav Yehuda is out of the halacha. So the Chatzi Mil doesn't go in. So it's either 3/4 or 2/3. Right? What does that mean? What does it mean 3/4 or 2/3? So that's a machloikes Rishonim. One shita, the shita of Toises means a meal is basically what a person walks a meal. A meal is 22 minutes. That's a mil. Meaning, how would you figure out that Toys came out to that figuration? Because the minutes in halacha are also 60 minutes. Why? Because we take the perfect day. The day that is exactly 12 halakim. That means that the perfect day, the day that's the same shiur the whole time, is going to be exactly divided into 12 halakim. That's going to have the shoyz manius in that day is going to be 60 minutes. That's the math, right? So you take that day, and with that day you figure out how much a person would walk a meal. Tosis came out with a configuration of 22 minutes. So three quarters of 22 minutes. That's a lot of how we pass like Rabbi Yosef. That's 3/4 of a meal. That's when Hashmoshes. What does it come out to be? That comes out to be exactly 16.87 minutes. 16.87 minutes. That's what the Ben Hashmoshes, the duration of Ben Hashmoshes, according to Tosis. According to the
16.87?
16.87.
16 and a half, no?
16 and a half, maybe.
16.5.
No, 16.8. I'm sorry. 16.8. I worked hard on this one then.
16.5.
But maybe I'm wrong for a few.
16.8 of a second.
I think it's 16.8. Right? That's the sheet of Tosis. We have a different sheet. I'm sorry, that's the sheet. Yeah, that's the sheet of Tosis.
Point.
Number 8.
You gotta go back to
10 points. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, according to the sheet of the Rambam, right, a meal would be 18 minutes. It's 18 minutes. That's how the configuration comes out. If you split the day into 12 halakim, and I think he holds a meal is 18 minutes. That's what he holds, and 3/4 of 18 minutes would be 13 minutes. Okay, so that.
Hold on. If we split the day into 12 halakim, how do they get different?
What could a person walk? That's how fast does a person walk? No, because
Fact of what the 12 halakim
no,
is,
but
right?
the meal. How long do you walk a meal? How it's a
Didn't
person?
change.
They had.
Time to walk a mill is 18 minutes. Is what you're saying.
And the Rambam says there's 18 minutes. Tosis holds is what?
It didn't change. The olden days people spoke
That no, we don't have a shir that has an issue. We'll see a shir that does change. So now, la lochu lemaise. This we worked out the shittas of the Tanoim. We have 3 shittas of Tanoim. One shitta holds. One shitta Tanakam is not clear. Ranevchenia says chatzimil. Rabbi Yosef says is keref aims and nichas v'seyoytze. How do we pass? So, and then we have Rabbi and Rabbi Yosef. We pass that the Goyim, the Rabbi Avraham and Rambam, the Goyim, is as follows. That this Gemara is la loche. The second that is Shkia happens when Hashmoshes happens, and then it's night. So if we hold like Rabbi Yosef, right? So it's 3/4 of a meal. It's either 18 minutes or 22 minutes. So 3/4 of a meal is going to be when 18 minutes. 1 second. 3/4 of a meal, meaning a meal is 22 minutes. 3/4 of a meal would be where the 16 point whatever. So 16 point whatever, 16.8 minutes is a suffix, right? 16 point whatever is a suffix.
For those 16?
For those, so 16 is a suffix because we don't remember what it is. And then comes Laila Gmura, right? According to the Rambam, you have even less time. It's 13 minutes is a suffix, right? And that right afterwards is Laila Gmura. So what's the big deal? The big deal is a different Gemara. And it's also a big deal that this configuration was the configuration of Chachmei Yisrael. The Gemara in Psochim is the configuration of Chachmei Yovi. The Gemara says over there, not that it takes that it's 1 meal and 3/4 of a meal. Rabbi Yehuda himself, that we have over here, says that the real night is not Tul Tzeit HaKoychovim, right? And that is Arba Milim. 4 mil is what it takes from Shkia to Tzeit HaKoychovim, right? And over here it's giving you a much lesser shear, right? 4 mil is telling us.
Could be this is man that's not banish mashes and not night.
So 1 sec. That's what the Chachmei Yovon held, and we do melacha. Some people, Nachman is melacha. we do melacha in those 4 meals. So what's going on over here, right? So that's a major problem that we have. A Gemara saying a complete different shir, a 4 meal, and then it says a 4 meal after shkia, and then it says hakoychavim. So how do you make peace between these two Gemaras, right? That's
One second. According to what we said before, you don't do malachim 4 mil because it's only 1 mil.
what?
According to the sheet, this was before, it was only 1 mil.
But what do you do with that Gemara? And Rabbi Yehuda, the same time, and Rabbi Yehuda. So 1 second. So one second. 1 second.
Sure, he's not going to give you a hat there now.
So the Goyen makes
Needs more than a mil.
the Goyen comes with an idea as follows: that Gemara is discussing Tzeisa Koichovim, which is not Laloche, and it's telling you when is Tzeisa Koichovim light that all the Koichovim come out after 4 mil. But Laloche doesn't play any role, and Versteht that you cannot. Yeah, the Gemara is telling you we don't hold that Tzeisa Koichovim is Laila. Say we don't need all the Koichovim. We don't need, according to the Goyen, you don't need any Koichovim to be Laila. You don't need any Koichovim. With the Laloche, the day is. And that's why we do Kriyas Shema like the Goyen is from Neitzachamo, from Neitzachamo to Shkias Achamo, right? From Neitzachamo to Shkias Achamo. That Gemara is discussing Tzeisa Koichovim when it's for sure all the Koichovim are out. Halacha it's not Nogeya.
Can you do Melacha?
You cannot do Melacha. The Halacha is this Gemara. So what's Nogeya?
What about the Matzah Shabbos?
The same thing.
So after
That you go to Yerushalayim, real Yerushalmis, Chronics, Prushim, right? And in Bnei Brak they wait a little bit more, but in Bnei Brak and the Friday Shabbos Chanukah, they will be lighting candles. The menorah to be yoytze 18 minutes after Shkia. At most, whether Yerushalayim, the Prushim will wait is 20 minutes after Shkia. The Chazonishniks also wait 20. Some Chazonishniks, so not all Chazonishniks, some Chazonishniks Shkia, then they wait 20 minutes after Shkia, and they do Melacha. It's over. It's finished. There's no reason. And befrat more because it's always faster. All these calculations were in Babel. Although Rabbi Yehuda wasn't in Babel, but the Gemara was in Babel. So they hold. So not only Nogeya Melacha, it's Nogeya Ilchis Nide, the Hefsek Taira, right? So somebody wants to do like the Goyim. The wife has to do the Hefsek Taira before Shkia, and once Shkia happens, it's already a Sofek. It's a Sofek. She's allowed to do the Hefsek Taira, right? Because you already went into a murky territory. So you have to have the Hefsek Taira in before Shkia. Once the Shkia happens, it's a big problem. So that is the Shita of the Goyen, the Geoinim, meaning that's the Shita of the Geoinim.
So why do we wait 60?
We're gonna get to everywhere. We're gonna wait to the 45. You'll get every number that we wait. You'll get.
Between 1 mil and 60.
There's a Shita of Rabbeinu Yoine that makes Shalom in an interesting way between them. Maybe we'll mention it soon. This is according to the Geoinim, meaning Rabbi Goyen, according to the Geoinim, according to Rabbeinu Avrom and Rambam, according to the Goyen, and possible according to the Rambam. It's a sofek what the Rambam holds. The way the halacha is this Gemara comes Shkia, Bein Hashmoshes, and then it becomes Laila Gemura. So it's either 13 minutes of Bein Hashmoshes
16.8.
or 16.8, and then it becomes Laila Gemura, and it's finished. You're done. That's that sheet.
What about 4 mil?
The Gemara is just telling you when Tzeisa Koichovim is. La halacha, it's not Nogeya.
Okay.
La halacha is not Nogeya. That's what the Goyen says. That's how we make shalom with that Gemara. The Rambam in Yad HaChazokah is mashma like the Geonim, right? He's pretty clear like the Geonim, but I have it. Yeah. It's mashma. What does he say? Mishatishka al chamo. As sheyiru gimu koichovim beinonim. It's important to see. So he says, the Rambam throws in, it is Tzeisa Koichovim, this shir that we're mentioning, but there's the Gimel Koichovim Beinonim. And that's called Ishman Ben Hashmoshes. When you see Gimel Koichovim Beinonim, that's Laila Gmura. That's Laila Gmura. And that's like the Geonim. The Geonim could also agree that, to this sort of, which is a different Gemara in Brochus. which I forgot to mention, which is Gimel Koichovim Beinonim. The Rambam in Pirush HaMishnayos, it's not so simple. We're going to see some. First, we have to see Rabbi Nutam to explain it. 1 second, let me just check that everything is fine. So again, Nogeya, anything that you hold like the Geonim, we have very little leeway. Comes Rabbi Nutam, and Rabbi Nutam makes shalom between the two Gemaras. It's not the other. The Gemara in Psochim is laloche, because this is something which was where Moedechach. This in itself is a very controversial statement, because the Gemara says Oidu Chachmei Yisrael lechachmei Yovin, that the Chachmei Yisrael were incorrect in the calculations. At first Shkia, then Ben Ashrosh, then Laila, Gimel Beinonim. No, they were moided to Chachmei Yovin. And what the Gemara, and this Gemara was already moided to Chachmei Yovin. And what does that mean? You have 4 meal. Out of those 4 meal, 1 second, let's see it inside. I didn't have a meal. Also, my betriel skier. Welcome, Mr. Tishka, Mr. Skier. Fine. It goes as follows. Meaning, when according to Rabbi Nutam, Shkia, after Shkia is Yoim Gomer, right? Yoim Gomer. Now you have 4 out of those 4 meal. When you get to the last meal, meaning 1, 2, 3, you're Yoim Gomer. When you get to the last meal, there's a second Shkia, meaning first the Chamo goes inside and then it went into a window. That's how Chachmei Yovin believe. Now we know now that that's no window that they're going into. But what happens in the way the Chamo becomes is put away, quote unquote, is that there is 1 Shkia, that's the Shkia that we count, that's our Shkia. Then is Yoim Gomer up to the 4th meal, and then up to the third meal is Yoim Gomer, right? And then after the 3rd meal, right, you are going to have 3/4 of a meal that's going to be Ben Hashmoshes, and then it's going to be Soif Shkia, and then it's later that says HaKoichovim. So in other words,
the last quarter of that last meal is what?
the last 3/4 of that last meal is Ben Hashmoshes. So if 18 minutes to a meal or 22 minutes, let's take the cheshbon of 22 minutes to a meal, right? So we have 22 minutes to a meal. So 4 meal is how much? Is
88 minutes.
88 minutes. So take away 16 minutes. 16 minutes is 88. 72. There you go, your 72. There goes your 72. So 1 second, it's 72.
Whose mill sheet are we going with? The 16?
We're going with Toises. We're going with Toises. 1 second. We need 4 meal. It's 88. The last meal. 3 meal is how much? 22?
66.
66. Then comes Ben Hashmoshes.
16 minutes.
Then comes Ben Hashmoshes, and then it's Laila Gemura. That would be 90 minutes after thing. So you take with the Rambam. Let's make the cheshbon with the Rambam.
18 minutes at 72.
That's your famous 72.
What was that second item you just said? There's another shkia?
There's 2 shkiyas. Chachmei Yovin believe there's 2 shkiyas.
First comes the
It goes down and then goes into a window. A chaloin that they believe there was.
And how long does that last for?
That's for 3 meal is Yoim Gomer. 3 meal Yoim
When does
Gomer.
Benish Moshes come into play?
The last meal. The last 3/4 of the.
Benish Moshes doesn't start right after shkia.
No.
In between.
It's in
So
between.
even according to this cheshbon,
One
Laila
second,
Gomer is
second.
only after full 4 mil.
Lilo Gomer is only at the full 4 meal, meaning a part of the 4th meal is still Yoim. A part of the 4th meal
Okay.
is still Yoim.
Which part? The first quarter.
The first quarter, right? Then comes 3/4, which is Ben Hashmoshes, and then the sun goes into the second window, and that's Laila that says
According
HaKoichovim.
to this shit, does the first shkia do anything?
The first Shkia does absolutely nothing. That's why you had, if you hold like Rabbi Nutam, right, which Roiv of Klal Yisrael did. I mean, it's a subject how the Rambam held, but the Roiv of Bnei Polen, Hungary, Galicia, except for Lite, there was nothing happened. They was still there. What we call Shkia is still there. That's why they're Minchektane, right? The thing is to take. We'll get into that very soon. So the Mincha Tane by the Rebbes also start to the 3/4 of the, because the 3/4 the doesn't start up to, you get to the like second meal over there. That was the Mincha Tane. That's when the Ebenezer holds like Rabbi Nutam in Chumash, and he held that's when they were makriv with korban tomid shobein arbaim. The Ebenezer in Chumash says that's what, and that's why people are makriv with Mincha Tane, because that's when they're makriv the korban mincha shobein arbaim, the korban tomid shobein arbaim don't start till after Shkia, because that's when this one akrove was. That's when Mincha Tane is. But according to Rabbi Nutam, you cannot make an early Shabbos before Shkia because it's not even Plaga Mincha sometimes, right? It becomes very complicated because if you hold like Rabbi Nutam that by Shkia is Yom Gomer, right? So your Plaga, you have to be Cheshbon Nois to Plaga Mincha from when? From the last meal, right? From the Soif Shkia. That's when you have to figure out your Plaga Mincha. So you can't make an early Shabbos like the Litvish make an early Shabbos because it's Yom, it's Friday.
Like Krish Menachem.
No, but there's nothing. You're making a bracha lebatol of Kiddush. The Shmonesra is a bracha lebatol. Only after Plaga Mincha. Only after Plaga Mincha. It's only after your Shkia. It's only after what we call Shkia. So that's why by Hasidim they're very makbid not to make quote unquote early Shabbos, because the early Shabbos that people make now, it's not really an early Shabbos for them. It's nothing. You can't make Kiddush. You can't daven Ma'ariv.
Well, you see it all over.
You do see it all over. It's but not where they have Rabbonim. Not when it's done by itself, when it's done in the gun. I don't think any.
But there's thousands. If it was so long, there's thousands of people doing it.
Elamai, they're being soymech. You're being soymech shol trey. They're taking from here. You're taking from there. Is it wrong? I don't know. For some, it's very wrong.
Minig Yisrael tied
Yeah, but this is a minig that became in America. That Musik.
100,000 Jews do it.
Yeah, but then to be mezake shol trey.
You could say
It's
either right or wrong.
If you're making like Rabbi Nutam to do melacha after Shkia, you should not be doing.
No, but nobody today that makes early Shabbos is Michael to do melacha after Shkia.
No, that's only because of a story. When the Satmar Rebbe came, he was driving in Williamsburg after Shkia. Agudas Aravonim, which was Rabbi Silver, Rabbi Kotra, Moshe Feinstein, Doyle Yisrael, had, even before Moshe even dreamt what America was, even before Rabbi Silver knew what America was, there was already Agudas Aravonim, and they had fought a losing battle for Shmira Shabbos. And that losing battle meant to go around and making sure that stores closed. And the Ika Yishuv of Yidden was Williamsburg on the east side. I mean, Williamsburg is when they started making more money, they moved to Williamsburg. That was the Ika Yishuv. So here you have one of the biggest Hungarian Rabbonim comes to the United States and is driving after Shkia. And Williamsburg was very, very different than what it is today. You had all different type of Jews, right? And the Rabbonim were Shrine Chayvekayim, Shabbos, close to your things. Poshet the Americans didn't understand this. So I would say he's driving after Shkia. What should we do? So they wrote a very sharp letter to Rabbonim, telling him that if he doesn't stop, they will come out against him. They will come out against him that he's a Michal Shabbos.
I heard, the gersa I heard was that there was an agreement that Satmar said...
That they thought about to do Lakewood.
No,
to do Lakewood 72.
72.
It's Sheker V'chol. We're going to go into a Baron Shita right now. We're going to discuss a Baron Shita. That's not. I can't tell you Sheker V'chol. I don't believe that Rabban with what was Lakewood? Lakewood was a yeshiva with 15 bochim.
We'll keep Shkia, but you have to start
Moitze
keeping
Shab?
your time.
72 this kid.
Nobody was opening up their pizza stores in the 40s. You know what I mean? It's who was going where? I hear.
The theater's open at 7.
Lo Shamati in Rai. Somebody told to me that in Lakewood Okib, if it is, it could be. I don't know.
In general. Yeah.
You made a deal with the.
Fine. Let's advance a
We
little
got
bit.
stuck with Shkia.
So the Rambam is a complicated shita. The Rambam, we don't know what the Rambam held. In Yad HaChazok is mashma like the Geonim. In the Pirsha Mishnayos, he says clearly like Rabbi Nutam. And this is Losho. Veda, ki acharbias HaShemesh, asheyiru koichem min ha-koichom ha-veinonim gdoilo nikro yoim. So clearly after Shkia is still day. V'sheyiru koichem echod at sheyiru shnayim hu gam ken yoim. Till you see 2 stars is still. Misheyiru shnayim at sheyiru gimul uzman ben hashmoshes. and after 3, then it becomes Laila Gmura. So you see clearly that in Pirsha Mishnah is held like Rabbi Nutam, and Yerech Hazok is much like the Geonim. So it's very not clear. It's not clear in the Shulchan Aruch either. It's not clear in the Shulchan Aruch either what the Shulchan Aruch held. Now, la locha ulemaise. Do we pass like Rabbi Nutam? We don't pass like Rabbi Nutam. It has so many things. It's not going to so many different things. Efsek tire of a lady, right? It has the cooler that you have much longer time according to Rabbi Nutam. According to the Geonim, you have no time. After Shkir, a lady still has a long time to make efsek tire. For mikveh, for different things, it's not only mincha, right? So Rav Moshe is the first one. Rav Moshe and Rabban both held that we are not big enough. Since this has to do with the Gemara of Chachma Yisod with Chachma Yovon, and has to do with so many shittas in the Rishonim, we are not big enough to be mevarer bein ohorim oele, and we have to be machmir like Rabbi Nutam and be machmir like the Geonim.
Shkia and 72.
Yeah, so that's what Rabban in Mishras Rabban says. Rabban Mishras Rabban held you can't go against the Geonim and against the Goyin. You don't have enough rayas. But to be makel against Rabbi Nutam, it's impossible. We found that 3/4 of Nei Ashkenaz were machmir like Rabbi Nutam, and many Sfarim also had Rabbi Nutam. And it's not mevura what the Rambam really held in Yad. It's not mevura what the Shulchan Aruch holds. So therefore you cannot be machmir. So Rabban is the biggest machmir because Rabban says the chumrah has to be 72 minutes. Not only 72, you have to be moisef 2 minutes according the chumrah because of the watches. I don't know what. Then it's.
What do you mean for the most the 72?
I'm going there. Contra Moshe Feinstein and Rabbi Yankin, they both agree with Rabban. You can't be mevar between these two, between Orim Agdolim Oile. But like we mentioned before, that in Eretz Yisrael it goes down much sooner, right? In America, it also goes down differently, the sun. And not in the same way that the sun in Babel came down. So therefore, they held, with the head, I forget a little bit, Rav Enkin held, if I'm not mistaken, 55 in the summer, 55 in the winter, and 60 in the summer. That's Rabbi Nutam. So you ask me, where do those 60 minutes come? So it's the first one to bring in this idea of 60 minutes is Rav Enkin. Rav Enkin held in the winter, it goes down sooner, so it's 55 minutes after Shkia, and then it's Laila Gmura, and that's a Kiyum Rabbi Nutam. It's Rav Enkin in Rabbi Nutam, 55 minutes, and Rav Moshe in Rabbi Nutam said 60 minutes after Shkia. That's Rav Moshe in Rabbi Nutam.
And it says 60 the whole year?
60 the whole year. And you're being Yoitzer Rabbi Nutam.
And it's according to Rabbi Tam.
That's according to Rabbi Nutam.
That's according to Moshe Rabbi Tam.
Rav Moshe in Rabbi Nutam.
Not according to Rabbi Tam. That's according to Moshe Shit of Rabbi Tam.
Correct. Rabban in Rabbi Nutam and the Satmer and Roy Poiskim, no, it's 72 minutes. It's not different when you are. It's 72 minutes. Now in Eretz Yisrael, to be machmir like Rabbi Nutam, it's really, people are, I myself are, but it's, Americans, Chutzniks, and Eise Hasidim still, even though they're doires. Ungarish.
I've seen high Chassidim in Eretz Yisrael.
Ungarish Hasidim?
No, they're not Lampedon, sir.
I know in Ganagula, the Ruv there in Nachas Akiva, I think it's
I have seen some.
45 minutes after they make no.
Could be. So that's Rabbi Nutam. There's a third sheet of Rishonim, Rabbi Nuyoin's sheet. And Rabbi Nuyoin exactly Shloisha Kochom Beinonim. He says Shkia, that's only an idea how to get the Shloisha Kochom Beinonim, and that's 40 to 45 minutes. The way they work it out, and that's what most of the modern Orthodox world.
I thought it was 39 minutes.
It varies. People could be 39, between 39. That's a shita chadosha. He's not making shalom between two Yemos. He holds that Tzeitzak Kochom is the Iker. You need to have here this Gemara in Brochus as mashal like that. So the calculations Rabbi Nuyonim are what? I'm sorry.
What does the Gemara in Bracha say?
Shloisha Kochom. So you Kochom Beinonim say Laila. So according to Rabbi Nuyonim in Brochus, it comes at 40 to 45 minutes, 39. That's Laila, and that's this Gemara also, which is really what the Goyen is also hinting to, with just different configuration. Now, regarding Mincha, right? Regarding Mincha, we have the famous Mishnah Berurah, and regarding Shalosh Sudas, and regarding Mincha, that although he holds the halachas like the Goyen and the Geonim and Rabbi Avraham and Rambam, but in the Rabbanons you could be making Rabbi Nutam up to 15 minutes, meaning after Shkia, You could comfortably daven mincha 15 minutes after Shkia.
Say it again.
That the Mishabura in the Rabbanons, you could comfortably daven 15 minutes after Shkia. Up to meaning you have to be finished by 15 minutes after Shkia. After 15 minutes after Shkia, there's no leeway. Then then it's a Sovek Brocha Levatol. But again, according to Rabbi Nutam, it's Yom Gomur. You have to who knows when. So those are the famous shittas that we have to now. We have covered. Then there's another shitta. Yeah.
Before that, Ran said we have to be maked on Rabbi Tam. So why not the Mincha also?
No, because that's a cooler. You have to be machmir.
The
Like,
Chumrah of it.
So it has to be.
it's a you have to be machmir like Rabbi Nutam. Moitze Shabbos, Moitze Yom Tov.
You just have to be mach bashkia.
But you also have to be machmir like Geonim. You are finished from both sides. So that
Is Lakewood today mach on 72?
Yeshiva is machmir on 72, 74 because they're most of the 2 minutes.
Or would Yeshiva let early Shabbos?
Shiva lets early Shabbos.
So
No, because
instead of-
Oh, you're asking good because the
And
Mai
then
said
why do they not do the Chumrah on both
so
sides?
then you're choosing one as a primary.
you choose the Geonim as a primary.
As a primary.
Yes, yeah, they're definitely choosing the Geonim as a primary. It's a good question. If you hold it so you have a Sovek Brochas Leog, Sovek Brochas Levatol with a Mincha.
And this is a makkah with Rabbanan.
Yeah, no, but the truth is because Rabbanon held that the shit, the Geonim is the Allah.
Because by Shabbos, if you light candles early, you're still going to have Shabbos longer.
No, you have to be after Plaga Mincha.
No, but you're going to have Shabbos longer at the end of the day. You're having Shabbos longer because for making an early Shabbos. It's not making it any less.
No, but you
by
could
72,
but if you do it before Plaga Mincha, you're not doing anything. You're making a Broch Levatol. Every Brocha you say that has to do with Shabbos, a Broch Levatol. There's another few interesting shittas that we need to know. That the Olam needs to know. The sheet of the rain. The rain was from the Balatoises, right? Rabbi Eliezer Mimitz. The Reim comes with an idea as follows. The Reim comes with an idea as follows. He also is metal like Rabbi Nutam, but he does it in a very different way. The 4 meal that the Gemara in Psachim is talking about, that's before our Shkia. Meaning, you have to count 4 meal before our Shkia, right? And that's Yom Gomur. You count 4 and 1, you count 3 and 1/3, right? Before Shkia, still Yom. When you get into the 3/4 before Shkia, that's already been Hashmoshes. Shkia comes,
Then it's already Shabbos.
then it's already Laila. And that's what the Gemara means. And that's where the 18, to light 18, why do we light 18 minutes before Shabbos? Who liked the number 18 before Shabbos? Why do we do 18 in Gold Tusus Yisrael, except Yerushalayim, right? 18 minutes.
Shabbos 40.
It's the Yirei.
Chassidim 15.
What? Hasidim is 15?
Yeah. Baruch also.
By Polish Hasidim is 18.
What? It's always
But Baba is 2 zman, 15 and 18.
English Chassidim was 15 minutes.
Let's see, we could figure it out.
Not just that, like I walk in the bar, so when is left benching? I'll tell him, he says, no. When is left benching? He'll be 3 minutes off me, and sometimes it's
It's
confusing.
the first time I heard it.
15 minutes.
Shabbos has 2 dichas. One is 15, one is 18.
Maybe it comes down to what's considered
No, because
share of a mill.
No, because the other one was 22 minutes. And 1 second.
3/4 of 20.
Yeah. So that's 16, 18. That's right. That's what it comes down to. That's very good.
3/4 of 18.
Yeah, 3/4 of 18 and or 16 on the thing.
18 is a drop over.
So the
It would
Yirei.
be a little bit more than 15, really.
No, it'd be under.
A little bit under 15.
So they say 15.
So that's where it comes. So that's where it comes from the Chayr. The Yirei is very chomur. So in the Yirei, when Shkia comes, you could do Meloche, Moitze Shabbos. Friday is Chayav Misa.
What after Shkia?
That's a minute after Shkia. So according to the Yirei, you have no leeway after Shkia whatsoever. Shkia comes, Aryeh, it's a Sofek Korban, it's a Sofek.
Isn't that technically the shit of the guy, no?
What? No, because according to the Yirei, first comes Shkia, then comes Minashmoshes, it's a Sofek, you don't have leeway. It's you Osham, but not Chayav Misa Mamish.
The difference is the Ben Hashmosh is before.
Before or after. That's the difference. So that is the sheet of the Yirei. That's the sheet of the Yirei, which was not this Kaval in Klal Yisrael. It's either like the Geonim or like Rabbi Nutam. The sheet of the Yirei, it's only ceremonial that we light before, but nobody really stops doing Meloche. But it's Rabbi Shein or Rishonim.
Technically, it's also Tosfos Shabbos. That could be another reason, no?
That could be how much is but how much is Tosfos Shabbos? That's a shir from the Yatzim. But Diyam Hashayiyah, that's the Yirei. Now, when whoever lived in Boston or whoever learned in Brisk in Yerushalayim knows that they wait, they're busy for the Achtel. Rabbi Shabbat Bostoner would sit in Maimonides after Rabbi Nutam in the summer, and he wouldn't be picked up into a car up to an Achtel. What's this Achtel? The famous Achtel, which is in the summer is very late, in the winter is a cooler. There's a shita as follows, that the meal varies. The meal cannot be an exact number, because just like halachic hours, the shoys in halacha are shoys manios, so is the meal. This meal that we have, that which really the hour of halacha, has to go with the shoys manios. So therefore, in the long days of the summer, right? In the long days of the summer, the way that you have to figure it out, it's going to be, it's going to the way you're going to break out the hour, the meal is going to be much longer, right? Much longer than 72, right? Sometimes the shos manias could be what? Could be 90 minutes, right? It could be 80 minutes, however long it is.
It's not the mill changing. It's when.
So the amount of milk
mill is
changes.
how long it takes you to walk.
Yes, but the shear of the hour you have to take. Well, if you're going to tell me 1 hour, you're going to tell me.
How does the hilloch of the mill change?
That's only a way to figure out in an exact day. That's the answer. The mill is talking in a perfect day, in the day when it's 12 halakim. But in the day that you have to make and it's 12 hours and 12. So everything is perfect.
But according to that, then the Gemara is giving not faulty, but like
no, it's giving you the
incomplete,
not incomplete information. It's telling you the perfect time how to figure it out,
and then go figure it out.
And then you have to figure it out. I hear you. That is problematic. I hear you. I hear your problem. Meaning, see, so it comes out according to the Rambam. Is 3/8 of 60 minutes is what we wait, right? According to 3/8 of 60 minutes. But if the shoy's manual is longer, right? 3/8 are going to be very, 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 very long. So when you hear someone say about an achtel, it means 3/8. An achtel doesn't mean 1/8. It means 3/8, and it works. It works according to the shoy's manual. It's not a 60 minutes. It works according to the shoy's manual. So Rabbi Chaim Brisker held that way. And that's why they wait an achtel only in the summer, because in the winter it would be a tremendous cooler, right? In the winter you could have a shosmanias that's going to be 40 minutes, right? So then your 3/8 would be very early.
They only do it l'chumra.
They only do it l'chumra.
In Boston.
What?
Have it in Boston.
Yeah, in Boston they also only do it l'chumra. He did it. Everybody else was finished in Boston 40 minutes after Shkia. They davened married 40 minutes. They were doing melacha. He would sit and wait the achtel in the summer. That's Rabbi Yoina. He would sit and wait the achtel to be picked up and wouldn't do any melacha.
How long is that?
Sometimes it could be 90 minutes. It could be. Now there is a shit in Rabbi Nutam of 90 minutes. If you take the shear of 22 minutes then Rabbi Nutam is 90 minutes. So la lochu lemaise we have as follows. We have the Geoinim. With Rabbi Avram and Aramam and the Geoinim that hold the Gemara Shabbos is the Iker, and therefore Shkia comes. Then comes Ben Hashmoshes, which is either 13 or 18 minutes, whether 16.8 or 13 minutes. Then it's Laila Gemura. In Yerushalayim, some people follow the shita both ends, Moitzi Shabbos and Erev Shabbos. Erev Shabbos it means that a person is chayav misa 30 minutes after Shkia. That's it. And Moitzi Shabbos, you could do melacha 30 minutes after Shkia. There is the Prushim follow that halacha. The Chazonishniks, some do, some wait 40 minutes. What the Chazonishnik held is not clear. I don't know why, but it's not clear. But it's different family. The Greinemans do 40 minutes, others do much less. Then we have Rabbi Nutam. In Rabbi Nutam we have many shittas. We have the shita, a regular shita of Rabbi Nutam means 72 minutes. And out of those 72 minutes, the last 16 is Ben before the 72, 16 minutes before is Ben Hashmoshes, or 13 before is Ben Hashmoshes. That's a sofek. Then 72 is night, or 90, right? Then we have Rav Enkin's Chiddush in Rabbi Nutam, which is 55 in the winter and 60 in the summer. Then Rav Moshe in Rabbi Nutam, which I think is 60, maybe 50. I don't remember. Maybe 50, could be Rav Moshe's 50. or 55 all the time. But Ramosha has set the whole time. And then we have the sheet of the Yereim that the other Rabbi, the Ben Hashmoshe, starts 18 minutes or 13 minutes before Shkia, right? And that's when we do the Lichbench. Then we have the other Chumre, which is the Achtel, that is the 3/8 is going to vary with the Shosman years, so the summer is going to be very long, and therefore the waiting is much longer than that. Regarding Mincha, we have the Kul of the Mishabura, that even if you hold like the Geoinim, you could be making the Rabbanon to have Mincha up to 15 minutes after Shkia, so the same halach for Shaleshudas, and for other things. In the Rabbanos you could be makel, so the Oilom is soymech on them, but definitely no melacha should be done after Shkia. The Minhag HaMokom in the United States is after Shkia, you don't do melacha. You should not do melacha. Rabbi Nutam should not be relied on for Erev Shabbos, and you should be machmir Moitzi Shabbos like Rabbi Nutam, and this has to do with every facet of halacha, from Tfilas Noshim to Mincha to Shabbos to Yom Tov, to everything else in between.
True Hasidim even today, if you go into places in Bar Park in Yerushalayim, are fully samach on Renatam. Mikveh, the showers are busy after Shkia.
Yeah.